So a lot of times when you have larger like retail stores and things like that, like they've got their own either bottle picks. You'll see that a lot of times with different whiskeys, and bourbons and things like that. They'll have their own bottle picks. When you move to Kirkland / Costco, as that we're all familiar with, they always have a lot of different, you can get tequilas that are like Kirkland branded tequila. And as silly as some of that stuff sounds, like the Kirkland vodka and Kirkland, a lot of them behind the scenes are actually made by larger producers, kind of like with Trader Joe's. Same thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Where it's like they're made by very reputable producers. They just get their label put on them because it's their signature thing.
Right.
Either it's, overrun or excess. I know a few years ago, I remember it was like, I think they had a scotch that was like 12 years, and it was like the whisper of like, that's actually Macallan 12 year. It's like that kind of thing. Where it's like usually it's all in secret. Well, the Kirkland bourbon that we have today, it is not in secret. They have said actually who has made it for them, and it could be a very big value find for a lot of people. So we've got that for this Give It a Shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith, and we are aboutbeverages.com. And the beverage that we're about today is the Kirkland Signature Bottled in Bond Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, produced by Barton 1792 Distillers.
That is a mouthful.
I know. That's why I was looking. You probably couldn't tell. But I was actually looking at my notes, because even just to read it off the label there, I had to piece that out a little bit. So it's a lot to say. A lot going on.
So, so Kirkland has gotten together with 1792, which is we wanted to verify this. It is a Sazerac company. Right. And obviously a lot of people know the 1792 bourbons. They know they've got their small batch. They've got a barrel proof, I'm pretty sure. They also have a bottled in bond. So they've gotten together with them, and Kirkland now has 3 signature bottles as well through them. They have a small batch. Oh, wow, what a coincidence. They have the bottled in bond that we have here. Oh, weird. And then they have a single barrel. That's kind of funny. That kind of matches up with the other things from 1792. So bottled in bond. Do you remember what bottled in bond means usually?
It's government regulated, right?
That's correct.
And it has to be from a licensed warehouse, right? Or it has to be stored in a...
So the main things are, it usually has to be at least 4 years aged. Right. It has to be 50% 100 proof. And then, yes, it also has to be, I think this has to be from a single distiller. Okay. I think they can still blend some bottles together, but I could be wrong. If I am wrong in the comments, call me out on it and let me know. Tell me all of the information. So this giant,
that's a good sized bottle.
Is this 1,000 milliliters?
It's almost empty. So I think you guys have, no, I'm just kidding.
So this is a 1 liter bottle. Do you want me to tell you the price now, or do you want to try it and then I tell you the price?
So one of my coworkers, I think, has bought one of these. I know, because he talked about it. Okay. And I think I remember the number he told me. Let's just go without it. Let's wait till the end.
You'll just have it in your head then.
I have that in my head.
Obviously, this has been opened, which I actually think is kind of good. Sometimes
I agree.
Sometimes we open bottles like completely brand new, and then we're like, we hope, because bottle, it takes a little time to kind of age. It decants in its own way, kind of lets, some of the fumes out of it, because we definitely have opened things right where we're like, oh my God, there's a lot out. And
Too
then
hot.
Literally then 15 or 20 minutes, sometimes after we have finished the podcast, we're like, oh, that's kind of mellowed out quite a bit. So this one has been open for about a week since I bought it. My wife could not wait. I literally had just put it on the shelf, and it was that night. She's like, "Oh, can I have some of the new?" I was like, "All right,
of course,
I'm not turning that down."
Of course,
yeah, of course. We
Easy.
all know what that's referencing, but it's easy. You are bold, sir. But yeah, like I said, not only based on the price, but I had already seen talk on TikTok about this, of people talking about this particular one. Like I said, that they were being made by 1792, right? And it was like, not going to say good or bad. People were like, oh, you maybe should check this out. So I was like, all right, let's do that. I don't know. I don't think we've ever podcasted on it. I know I have had some of the 1792 small batch at least once. I think I've also, they have a wheated version of their mash bill as well. I'm like I said, thinking I have had that at some point, but that was one that I do usually like. Sometimes it's harder to find than others. It's weird. Like all bourbons right now. If you're like, oh, that one's pretty good. Wait, I can't find that. Why can't I find that? Well, everyone bought every bottle of it.
Right.
It's kind of ridiculous. Little lighter than I initially thought it was going to be when I poured it out. Yeah, not darker honey color, but like nothing. It's just like, it seems a little bit lighter than I thought.
Yeah, not light, but lighter than you were probably expecting.
Yes. A little bit lighter than I would say
that as well. Yeah.
All right. Aroma?
Of course. Even though it's been open, it still has some heat.
Yeah, I mean it's 100 proof.
It still stings the nostrils.
Yeah, I don't think it's like, it's not super stingy, but
No.
but it's definitely, there is some there. But I think it's got just usual notes that I expect. It's caramel, vanilla. I think there's a little fruit note in there again too. I don't know if there's
there's
candied
a little
fruit per se, like
a little sweetness, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
little
I get
cinnamon. I get cinnamon in there, like as I go back in for some other.
It's
Some
a
other
nice
sniffs.
high note there, but yeah, no, but you do, once again, you do get the alcohol though.
Yeah,
It's there,
which I like.
Which you
mean,
should.
I want to know. Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
want to know that that's there. I mean, it's a little frightening. There definitely have been some very high proof whiskeys that I have had, and it's dangerous. You're like, oh wow, I'm not getting any of the proof. Oh, that's not good.
I'll
That's
drink
not
too much
good.
of that.
Yeah. All right, I can't wait. Taste.
Okay. Yes. I'm going to say this, and I mean this in an extremely complimentary way. That is extremely drinkable. I really like that.
It's good, isn't it?
It's very good. You got the heat.
Yeah.
It's got some nice body, but it's got a good sweetness. It's got a lot of good.
I get a
good
nice amount
balance
of like
going on.
wood that comes out of it too. Like I said, that's
Yeah.
not what I got in the aroma. Like I said, but in the taste, like kind of the oaking and the wood comes through a little bit more. I get the vanilla. I'm getting less of the fruit that I got in the aroma. So to me, it's more about kind of those lower notes. But no, I think this was. I was like, oh, this is really good, and that was exactly, I think, the words my wife said too. She's like, oh, that's really good.
Yeah, that's quite tasty. I'm enjoying that quite a bit, actually.
I think I have finally found something that you would enjoy.
Found something, yeah.
A little bit higher proof bourbon, some
Yeah.
good, and I think the price will be right.
Isn't it like I thought he said $20?
Is a little low, but it's $24.
But for the bigger
$24
bottle.
for 1 liter.
Yeah.
$24 for 1 liter
You're
on
bet.
this bourbon right here. Like I said, if you can find it, I think this is an excellent value.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, I think it's a very approachable whiskey. Like I said, bottled and bond. Like I said, I like the higher proof. That's kind of what I've gotten more into. So yeah, no, I think this is definitely, please, like, go out and grab one of these. Like I said, especially at that price. At the very worst, if for some reason you don't agree with us and you don't like it,
We'll give you your money back. Oh, wait.
No, we're not doing
can't
that.
do
We can't do that at all.
Yeah.
You can use it as a mixer. And you won't feel bad about it because, again, it was only like $24. It was $23.99 or whatever. I'd like to try and find the other ones. They have one that is like a barrel proof. I'd love to try that one too.
Okay.
But no, I think this is, like I said, especially for this, even if the price was higher, I think it's, like I said, I think it's a very good, very good pour.
It's a good sipper. Definitely would be a good mixer. And quite tasty.
Quite tasty.
Good value.
It is definitely one in the line of many of bourbons and whiskeys that we have had on our website through podcasting,
We've had a
forums,
few.
through videos. Yeah, we've had a few. Go in the archives, check them all out if you'd like to. Over a decade's worth of content you can find there. Recipes, podcasts, videos, all kinds of things. If you only want the latest videos, you can find those obviously at our YouTube page. Go there and hit the subscribe button. We'd greatly appreciate that. You will get notifications when all of the new stuff comes in. Right to your email inbox, and you'll be ready to go to watch all the new stuff. Usually a couple things every week. We usually have a podcast go up. We have the archive of this entire show goes up there as well. So I definitely appreciate hitting the subscribe button there. If you only want audio of the podcasts and things, we've got you covered there. iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcast. If you have a favorite podcast service, just search for About Beverages. You will probably find us there, as well as all of the social media things.
The social media things, which we often call the 3 pillars.
And by often,
Of social media.
all the time.
All the time.
Pretty much
every
all the time.
podcast. We sign off that way. And so you've got Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, which is the one that we use most often to keep you up to date with what's going on at our at About Beverages. Just like earlier tonight when I tweeted that we were about to go live on twitch.tv/About Beverages. We get together most Thursday evenings around 5:30 Pacific. Have some beverages.
We do.
Chat with everybody. Talk about all kinds of things, including beverages, of course.
Sports.
Sports. Yes. Sports. Football. We also, Andrew's going to let you know what he's doing throughout the week, what he's going to be playing, and what beverages he might be drinking as he's playing those games. But follow us on Twitter.
But as we always say, whether we like it or not,
You should give it a shot.